So I'm pretty sure everybody's already seen the season finale of Glee, unless you're Joanne Alameda, in which case I just can't even get into that. I don't even know how I feel about this episode. It just felt so rushed to me. Fuck it. You know what? So, recap on the episode. The episode starts off and Will Schuster's walking into the choir room, and you have Rachel, Mercedes, Tina, Kurt, and Artie singing Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat. And it's really cute how he sees them, and he like flashes back to the first year and of their performance, and you know, it's a nice moment. And then he starts to sing his first solo of the whole season. I'm not even counting the Spanish teacher episode because that's not real. That never even happened. Or it should have never happened. But sings Forever Young. We flash into an intro of Kurt floating into the school, and it's just awkward. So Kurt floats into the school, and he's just having a voiceover about how much he's changed and how much he's gonna miss the school and everything. And then he goes to go meet his dad in the auditorium, and Bert does the single ladies dance, and it flashes between Bert and Kurt, and it's cute. You have to watch it. That man should just get an award for like the best father in the world. Like, he is amazing. So I was upset about there not being like a Kurt and Mercedes moment to where it just brings them back together as friends, because I just feel like they had a really good friendship, and then for them to just pretty much ignore it and throw it out the window and then just focus on Kurt and Rachel. I know they have a lot in common and everything, but you know, the Mercedes-Kurt relationship was just hilarious to me, and I was upset that they didn't even touch on it. Then we go to Blaine and Kurt scene. I mean, Blaine's like all worried about what it's gonna be like whenever Kurt leaves, and I'm just like, I'm so over this. The whole scene was okay. Kurt's telling him it's gonna be okay, they'll find a way to work around it. But I'm really getting tired of this whiny Blaine. Like, I missed the one that was like really confident and just knew what he wanted, and now when he's like, oh my god, you're cheating on me, you're texting with another boy, it's like, no, this isn't the Blaine that I like. This one is just getting on my nerves. But Blaine and Kurt come to an agreement that they're going to make it work no matter what, and then Blaine's like, so what are you going to sing to the rest of the group? And then Kurt walks in and he starts singing I'll Remember, which he dedicates to the boys of the Glee Club. And I mean, it was a good song, not one of my favorites, but there's this one moment where Joe Hart is like singing along to it, and I'm like, why? Why are you even singing? You've been in the show for like 3 episodes. Please go somewhere else, get off my screen. Like, it was a waste of a character. So then they cut to commercials, and then when we come back, it's Santana's voiceover, and then she walks into a bunch of balloons, and it's Sam and Mercedes, and Sam's telling her how Mercedes got a record contract and how she's moving to, I don't know, Cali or some shit. I wasn't really paying attention. But it was just like, why doesn't Mercedes get a voiceover? She's been there from the very beginning, and she was one of the main characters, and I don't understand why they pretty much just said, oh, she's got a recording contract, let's send her on her way, let's not even worry about her, like, let's not even do any closure for her. It was like a minute of people just saying, okay, so Mercedes got a contract, now she's gonna go somewhere else. And then Mike Chang, who has like got accepted to Chicago or something, I wasn't really paying attention. I was just really still upset about the whole Mercedes thing. Santana's at Breadsticks with her mom and Brittany, and they're talking about what they're gonna do, and Brittany's talking about how she's not gonna graduate. She has a 0.0 grade point average, and I thought that was amazing. I mean, we all knew she wasn't gonna graduate. Ryan Murphy had already said he was gonna keep her back as long as he could. So Santana starts talking to her mom about how she might not want to go to college, and how she is thinking about going to New York instead, and her mom's like, no, you need to go to school, all this other stuff. They touch on the whole subject of Santana's grandmother not wanting to be a part of her life, and then her mom says like this thing where she's like, you don't want anybody in your life that doesn't support you or something. It's really cute. So during the performance, If You Get What You Give, Santana goes up to Brittany, hugs her, and it's really sad because Brittany's not graduating with her. But the whole entire performance, I was just looking at how adorable Damien looked in his blue t-shirt. Like, that's the only thing I could really pay attention to. And then it just got, like, I got really dizzy with the whole seniors dancing around the underclassmen, and it's just like, no. So Finn and Rachel start discussing their wedding plans and what they're gonna do, and then Finn's all whiny about how, oh, I feel like you're just settling with me and all this other stuff, and Rachel's like, no, I want to be with you and you're the one. Okay. So when Finn goes and gets his yearbook from Mr. Schuster, and Mr. Schuster's only written like, hey, it's nice to have known you, and Finn's like, I can't believe you would just write that, you know, I want some sappy, epic poem about how much you love me. The whole yearbook scene just gets a little strange to me, because there's that whole part where Finn's like, I'm going to be the best man at your wedding, and then I'm just like, why doesn't Mr. Schuster have any male friends? Like, he's I don't know, in his 30s or something, yet he only hangs out with teenagers. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, Ryan Murphy needs to write in a male character that will be his friend. Otherwise, I'm going to call CPS, because it's not right for a teacher to be that close with this kid. I understand teachers being close with their students, but come on, you wouldn't put them as your best man in your wedding. You wouldn't go to, like, their girlfriend's OBGYN with them. Like, it doesn't make any sense for him to be that close with the students. Well, Schuster just needs to make a friend. Like, Ryan Murphy needs to write a character where he meets a grown-up person that he can hang out with, go have drinks with, because him hanging out with the students is just getting a little too weird for me. And then Will finally confesses that he was the one that planted the pot in Finn's locker thing so he could get him to join Glee Club. And it's funny, Finn doesn't even, just blows it off like it's nothing. He's like, oh my god, you're a lot more awesome than I thought you ever were. So the underclassmen dedicate the song, I think it's In My Life, to Finn, and they all sing to him in the choir room. I don't know, I pretty much just spaced through that part. I didn't really like the song that much anyways. So Quinn starts talking about how she's happy she's on top again, she's accepted to the school of her dreams, you know, everything's going her way, even though she's had like a really crappy 3 years and whatnot. But, you know, she starts worrying about how Puck isn't going to graduate because he still needs to pass his test. And then she goes and she sees Rachel, which is probably one of the best moments in the entire episode, where she goes to the bathroom and talk to Rachel, and she tells her, like, if I hadn't changed, I wouldn't have been your friend, and I want us to keep in touch. And she gives her a pass so they can go travel and see each other. It's probably one of the best moments in the entire episode, just to see how much they've grown. And then Quinn tells her that even though she doesn't agree with teen marriages, she's still gonna support them and say that she thinks that Finn and Rachel are meant to be. And then Rachel's like, well, yeah, and I think that you and Puck were meant to be, because Puck was always at his best whenever he was with you. So that gives Quinn the idea to go and try to encourage Puck into telling him that he can do the test and that he'll be really good at it. And so she kisses him, and then Puck walks in and takes the exam. He's all such a badass and whatnot. So Ross goes to go see Sue, and then Sue is just like talking mad shit because obviously she's just won a national championships for both Glee Club and the Cheerios. So Ross isn't going to take her position. Ross starts talking about how she wants to team up with Sue to get rid of Principal Figgins because he's a dumbass, which he is. So that's probably just going to be like one of the story arcs for next season. And also you're not going to be able to find out who Sue's baby's daddy is until next season either. And it's just weird. Like, Sue's pregnant stomach just came out of nowhere. Like, last episode she looked normal, and in this episode she's preggo. So after Ross leaves, Quinn walks into the office and gives Sue back the Cheerios uniform, and then Sue tells her that she's retiring it, she can keep it. And they have like, probably the best moment in the entire episode is when Sue's like, you're a much better person than I am, and I'm gonna remember that I knew you when you first started off because I know you're going to go off and do amazing things. And they start crying, and Quinn's like, I'm really going to miss you. And it's an awesome moment between the two of them. So Puck passes his test, and him and Finn are singing Glory Days as the whole graduation ceremony is going. And I don't know what kind of alphabet these people are using, because people are just getting called in random ass orders. And then you don't even see any other characters. Like, what about Azima? What about Jufro? What about Zizes? Like, they couldn't even put them in the episode for just a little cameo to show, like, hey, this is them graduating too, unless they were juniors. I'm not even sure what grade Zizes was in. I hope they bring her back next season. But as they're all walking out, Kurt walks out, does like this high kick, and then you see that he's wearing the same brooch that he wore when he first sang Defying Gravity. I thought that was cute. So all the kids are coming out, accepting their diplomas, and their parents are there, and you see Quinn's mom, and I just love seeing her mom. She looks so pretty in yellow, and I just think I don't know, it makes me happy to see her for some reason. So after the graduation, Rachel, Kurt, and Finn get the letters to see if they're going to be accepted, and Finn goes first, and he finds out that he wasn't accepted, and then Kurt goes next, and then he's like, I didn't get in, which I was completely shocked because his audition was just amazing. Like, the whole entire song choice, everything, he did it all perfect. And even Whoopi was like, you did an incredible job. Hugh Jackman would have been like impressed for what you did. And then Rachel turns away from them, and she opens her letter, and she's like, I got in. And there's like this moment where Finn is just like, he's happy for her, and then his smile just kind of fades away because he knows what it means. And then they cut to commercial. So Rachel's walking down the hallway and voiceover, she's talking about how she's not going to go to NIADA for another year because she wants to make sure that Kurt and Finn go with her, so she's going to stay that whole year and help them with their auditions to make sure that they can get in and all go together. So then Santana's taking everything out of her locker, and her mom comes up and gives her her graduation gift, and it's like a bunch of money, and then she's all like, oh, where'd you get this? And then her mom's like, oh, I've been saving my change, Christmas bonuses, and I'm like, her dad's a doctor. Like, season 2, I'm pretty sure the Britney episode, she's like, my dad's a doctor. So why would she have problems paying for her college? Why would her mom be scraping up change to try to pay for her? I just feel like the writers forget half of the shit that they write about. And her mom tells her, she's like, you know, if you want to go to college, but if you want to go to New York, you do what you're going to do. It's your life. They have a really great relationship, Santana and her mom, and I really hope that they put her mom in more episodes. So Finn goes and picks up Rachel. So she gets in the car and she's talking to him about the wedding, and she's saying that she doesn't know if her parents are still okay with it. They've seemed kind of awkward the night before, and as they're driving, she's like, are you sure we're going the right way? And then he pulls up into a train station. So when they pull into the train station, she's kind of like confused about the whole situation, and then Finn tells her that she's going to get on the train and she's going to go to New York. Her parents are going to be there. They're going to help her get the dorm room and everything. He's going to make her go that fall. He's not going to let her waste a year of her life staying back with him to try to get him into the school. And it's so heartbreaking because this is the girl's wedding day. You know, she's about to get married to the love of her life, and he's breaking up with her so that she can go follow her dreams. And she's just like, wait a minute. Like, that's all she can say. She's having the biggest breakdown in the entire series, and it's so sad to watch. So when they get out of the car, they start singing Roots Before Branches, a duet between Rachel and Finn. So the entire Glee Club is there to say goodbye to her, and she's crying. She doesn't want to leave them, but Finn's telling her that she needs to go because he's going to join the army. That way he knows that she won't try to just stay there for him. She's not really giving her a choice about the whole situation. So she gets on the train, she's crying, she looks out the window, everybody's waving at her. It was actually a really sad moment. And as the train's pulling away, Finn starts going after her. And I just thought, like, I don't know why, I imagined him just tripping over somebody and falling on his face. I know that's mean, but I just felt like that would have just happened with him running into a pole. Because he's obviously not paying attention to where the hell he's running to. And Rachel's just sobbing like crazy. And I understand it's supposed to be sad, but I'm just imagining people on the train being like, shut the fuck up, like, seriously. So when she gets out of the train station in New York City, she's walking around, she's still upset, but then after a while she starts to smile, she's where she wanted to be. It's a good ending for the show, you know. I felt like they could have sent Santana with her. I mean, her mom pretty much told her she could do whatever she wanted with the money, so I don't understand why Santana just didn't get the ticket and be like, okay, let's go do this. That you're going, I'm going, we won't be alone. And where were her parents? Like, where were Rachel's parents? They're supposed to meet her over there, yet they just let her walk around New York City all by herself. Like, what if she got stabbed? She's walking around looking like Gloria Allred to begin with. Somebody could have just come and shanked her and taken her purse and then just ran away with it. So the graduation album, if you got it, there are songs that they didn't do in the episode, and Rachel got to sing I Was Here, and I don't understand, that's completely a Mercedes song. They should have given it to her. They didn't even use it in the episode. It was meant for Mercedes would have just blown that song away, and I feel like they wasted it. And yeah, people are like, well, it started with Rachel, it should have ended with Rachel, but the show's not over. It's going to come back next season. Rachel's still going to be there next season. I heard they're going to do like a show within a show, follow her trips in NIADA and whatnot, and then also, I'm pretty sure all the characters are coming back. They might not be there, all 22 episodes, but they have to do follow-ups. Most of the couples are already split in half, so there's going to be moments where they see each other. So obviously the characters are going to come back. And then you got to think about the fact that if they're going to colleges, they're going to have their Christmas break, their Thanksgiving break. Also, they're going to be able to come back for Will's wedding. Everybody knows that they're going to be there. It wasn't the best episode of Glee, but it was alright. Like, I liked it. I just didn't cry. I really wanted to cry. I wanted to go into this episode with tissues already in hand. I wanted to start bawling from the first scene. It just didn't happen for me. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. Last season's season finale wasn't that great either. I remember a lot of people complained about it. I really liked the first season finale. It's probably been the best one so far. And I'm looking forward for next season. I don't know. I guess you guys just let me know what you guys thought about it. So, yeah.